Last week, Dominik Mysterio shocked the WWE Universe. And I'm not the type of guy who likes to say I told you so, because first of all, it happens so very few times with me. I'm usually wrong when it comes to these things, so obviously I'm not used to it. But second of all, it, it, it it's a random prediction. It happened perfect. But the way it happened the exact same way I thought it would. The numbers game. All four members of the Judgment Day came into play in last week's main event, to the point that Mommy herself was the one that ultimately gave Dominik Mysterio the NXT North American Championship. Now Dominik Mysterio has been going around for the past week defending that title against his will, obviously, but he has been defending the championship. He did beat Wes Lee to become NXT North American Champion, and that's a fact that will forever be in the record books. And now on tonight's episode of NXT, both the current Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley and the brand new NXT North American Champion Dominik Mysterio are set to open tonight's broadcast of NXT on the USA Network. Now, with that said, I firmly believe that Wes Lee is going to come out in some shape or form, or maybe it's going to be a multi-man match, but they're going to have to set up a future North American Championship match for Dominik Mysterio at NXT's upcoming pay-per-view, The Great American Bash. Now, will he lose it at that point? We'll just have to wait and see. Again, it's a 50-50 chance, because Dominik Mysterio has been proving this for almost a full year at this point. The crowd loves to hate him. He has become the most over heel in the business. And I know that's a big statement to make, because Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, he's a heel and he's the most over guy in professional wrestling today. But here's the thing. There are fans out there that still respect and like Roman Reigns when he comes on TV. They acknowledge Roman Reigns. The difference is with Dominik Mysterio, the kid can't even talk. He can't even hold a microphone up to his mouth before he's just drowned out by the amount of boos he gets. Two very different levels of heeldom right there, but Dominik Mysterio is the most over pure heel in professional wrestling today. So with that argument, that's all you frickin' need to keep the North American Championship on Dominik Mysterio for the very foreseeable future. He's not going to beat Gunther or Drew McIntyre if McIntyre becomes Intercontinental Champion. He's not going to go to the Monday Night Raw, to SmackDown and win the United States Championship against Theory or Rey or Santos Escobar. That's not going to happen. But you got to give Dominik something to gloat over, especially since he's been beaten down by his father. He can't keep this up because his father is on SmackDown. They need something else to attach to him that maintains that heat. And that's an NXT North American Championship. And Wes Lee gets the rub because he gets to work with the Judgment Day. He gets to be the babyface trying to overcome the big, bad, powerful stable that is the force that has been running Monday Night Raw for the past year. So in terms of creative, everybody won in terms of the decision that was made last week by having Dominik Mysterio become North American Championship. And in addition to that, it helps with the current story of the Judgment Day heading into SummerSlam. Because guess what? Rhea Ripley is Women's World Champion. Damian Priest is Senior Money in the Bank, which isn't a championship, but it guarantees him a title shot. And that title shot pretty much guarantees him that he'll be World Champion at some point very soon once he decides to cash it in. And now Dominik Mysterio, he has gold in his own right. He's the NXT North American Champion. Who's the only one out? Finn Balor, the Prince. All the pressure is on him. Championship at SummerSlam from Seth frickin' Rollins. And with that said, if he doesn't, the entire Judgment Day and everybody else who attacks Judgment Day on Monday Night Raw can take that argument, say that everybody in the stable has something except That'll create some tension amongst the stablemates. And if Finn Balor does win the championship, if he does beat Seth freaking Rollins, there's already tension in play amongst them because Damian Priest is senior Money in the Bank, and he's not going to go to SmackDown to cash in another Tribal Chief, even though the rest of the Judgment Day and Finn Balor, if he becomes world champion, are gonna try to push him towards going that route. But Priest obviously is going to know the easiest route to take to win a world championship is the world title on Monday Night Raw. And if Finn Balor is the champion, that adds even more layers to that story. End of the day, fact of the matter is, Dominik Mysterio winning the NXT North American Championship is a win-win. It was the only way. I can't really say the only way. There are probably other ways. It was the only way I could think of that they could keep this story amongst the Judgment Day running and interesting, especially heading into SummerSlam, especially after SummerSlam, depending on who walks out with the World's Heavyweight Championship. So with that said, what are your thoughts on Dominik Mysterio being the new NXT North American Champion? Do you think it was the right call? Do you think that it hurt Wes Lee losing to Dominik Mysterio last week on NXT? If so, leave your thoughts, comments, and predictions in the comment section below. In the meantime, tune in later on tonight to the USA Network for another episode of NXT. I'm Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.